For the last 30 years, I had to start every single morning with a cup of coffee. That is, of course, until about 5 months ago, where I quit cold turkey. In this video, I'm gonna tell you why I quit, how I quit, and the benefits that I got from quitting coffee. If you don't know me, my name is Nakapan Pungpan. I am on the journey to become the first Triple Crown World Champion in the over 45 division in the art of Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Kudo. And I'm documenting my journey so we can chase greatness together, both on the mats and in life. So my next tournament is gonna be the IBJJF Masters Worlds. That's gonna be in Las Vegas at the end of the month. I've been preparing hard for that, making sure my weight is good, my weight's dialed in the middleweight. It's gonna be a tough bracket to win. It's 64 people so far that I've seen sign up in the tournament, with some big names in there, Josh Hinger and Formiga. So it's gonna be tough in that Masters 3 division. Now, fast forward to why I quit coffee though. Of course, I'm trying to be the best version of myself to give me peak physical condition to win these tournaments. And one of the things that I think was holding me back was caffeine. And so many people would ask, like, why are you quitting caffeine? Isn't that a performance enhancer? Well, for me, I definitely was apprehensive about quitting coffee because I thought, oh man, I needed it. Every single tournament I try to get a double espresso beforehand. If they had a kiosk there, I'm in line for it. When I wake up in the morning, I got to make sure I got my cup of coffee to get everything going, right? So I was really reliant on this, but really I was abusing it. And as I said, I was on this for 30 years of caffeine. I was an accountant in one part of my life, a CPA, and I was working in an office and just getting through those days. What I always say is that working in an office is like getting your soul pulled right out of your anus. So coffee helped me pass that time, and pretty soon I was drinking like 2 cups, 3 cups in the morning, followed by espressos. When I was teaching martial arts, like I had to get one before the kids' class and then get one in the middle of the day, and my energy was kind of like up and down, up and down. So there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to quit, and I noticed that there was one tournament I did when it was sub only. I had a total mat time of 3.5 hours, 12 matches going gi and no gi, and in my last match, my hands basically cramped up and my fingers like got stuck to my palms, and I couldn't unfurl my hands, and that cost me the final match. And like an idiot too, immediately after that match, I drank some coffee, and then my whole body seized up. Like I got to the ground, I actually had my teammates be able to grab me before I fell to the ground. So, and your heart is a muscle too, right? Imagine like your muscles are seizing up, and pretty soon your heart could seize up. That's kind of a crazy kind of situation to be in. And so I was really dependent on it. At that time, I didn't think it was caffeine or coffee. But over time, I said 4 cups of coffee a day, maybe 3 to 6 shots of espresso, get to the point of abuse. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to quit. Also, I don't want to be dependent on any drug to feel good. Like in the morning, I get up and I get 8 hours of sleep, but I still feel tired. I got to get that first cup of coffee before anybody can really even talk to me. And so I didn't want to feel like that. I want to be dependent upon a drug, and that's what caffeine is. It's a psychoactive drug that is socially acceptable. I'm not saying it's bad. I love coffee. My wife still makes coffee in the morning, and I smell it and I think about it, and I'm thinking maybe just a taste. And I'll tell you to this next part, which is why I don't go back, right? And how maybe if you're thinking about quitting something, that this might be able to help you. And you got to know your why, right? So 5 months ago, I wanted to quit because I wanted to win these tournaments. I wanted to not be dependent on a drug. I was getting terrible sleep, and I was getting a lot of anxiety, and I didn't know where it came from. It was almost like my hands would shake. Even before teaching class, I could have my espresso, my hands would start shaking, and then I feel like, my mind is racing. Another thing too, it's like you got to have coffee to be productive. And when I talk towards the end of this video about the benefits that I got, that really wasn't the case. I found it was a total opposite. So I decided about 5 months ago to quit cold turkey. Now I've quit before. Before my daughter was born, I decided to get rid of every single vice in my life all at the same time. It was a great experiment. And I quit coffee for about 3 years until I ended up in Costa Rica, and they didn't have decaf, because that's really what I was doing. I was drinking a lot of decaf coffee to kind of fill that void, that caffeine. And they were like, no, they had no idea what I was talking about. So they gave me that, here, we have this. I drank it, and I was like, man, I'm back on this, right? So been pretty consistent drinking coffee for the last 5 years when I got back on the habit. And what I was feeling, it's like, you feel great lethargy for the first 7 days. So this was the second time I experienced it, because I was really looking to get off it. This was about 5 months ago. I made a bad decision in the middle of a conference to decide not to drink any more coffee. I don't know if you've been to a lot of these big conferences, but they give you free coffee and they want to keep you caffeinated. And that way you're like excited about the next thing that's happening, the next speaker, the next idea that comes up. So I'm drinking coffee all day. You don't even know how much you're drinking. So first day felt totally run down. I felt like I never woke up, right? Got up and I was like, oh, I'll get through the thing. And second day, it felt even worse. I remember feeling like a zombie, like a crack addict, just needed that next fix. And the day was pretty useless. Couldn't even think. My mind wasn't focused. Third day, kind of the same, but feeling a little bit better. Fourth and fifth, I started coming out of it. About 7 days, I reemerged out of this chrysalis of moodiness and fatigue, but things started to get better. Around 7 to 10 days, I felt like I didn't need that cup of coffee anymore and I could just get up and start my day. And then pretty soon it was just benefit after benefit. So what are the benefits that I've experienced? Getting restful sleep, getting up and feeling, like rejuvenated. You have energy. That wasn't there before. Sleeping throughout the night, nice and even. That's of course, unless my daughter wakes me up or my cat wakes me up. Getting really good sleep. Energy levels are pretty much consistent. Like I don't need that 2 o'clock cup of coffee. It was tough, like you feeling up and down. I felt super productive, which was crazy because I always felt that I needed coffee to stay productive, right? Like I'm gonna do a project, I'd sit down with my cup of coffee, drink it, and then, everything was super energized and extremely creative and productive. And I didn't want to lose that by giving up coffee, but I found that it was much better after I got off it, and that my ideas were much better connected. Although I felt like I was doing a lot at the same time, multitasking, I wasn't getting anything done. And this time I could sit down and focus for long periods of time on one project and get it done. So I felt that it really helped me in getting things accomplished. Whether it's dealing with administrative stuff or working at the school and teaching classes or lesson planning. So I felt like much more connected with that in my mind. So I did, and knowing all this, that's why I didn't want to go back, right? I felt the benefits, but even more, I remember what it was like to get off of it for the last 7 days, and I didn't want to go through that again. So, why don't you taper off and drink a little bit of coffee and, really winding it down. And for me, I'm an all or nothing type of person, if you don't know me, right? I'm either doing a lot of it or I don't want nothing to do with it. And that's just the way that I am. So with coffee, I was like, all right, done. Don't want to drink it anymore. I don't need to taper off. My wife still loves drinking coffee. It's something that we would do together in the morning, and then we would go into a cafe or something like that. We're going to sit down and talk. And so she was really worried about, where that was going. You need the support of all the people around you too, if you ever want to get rid of some habit that you don't want to do. But she's a wonderful person, very supportive, and she's like, all right, we'll just figure out something else. She still drinks coffee, makes it in the morning. I don't make it anymore, much to her disappointment. But we moved on and finding something new. So I try to fill that void too with like mushroom coffees, teas, and stuff like that. And it just never really hit it. I didn't want to do decaf again because I didn't want to feel like I needed that cup of coffee and be in a situation where they didn't have it, right? And oftentimes, like when I go to a coffee shop and I'm not making it at home, I'm worried that I'm getting caffeine. So now I'm anxious about another reason. So I don't need that reason. I'm just gonna get rid of coffee altogether. I had a huge coffee station in my house, like buying bags of coffee. I got an espresso machine. I got like a French press. I got a pour over. I had all these different things. So no problem. My wife can enjoy it. I don't really need it. So and that's another thing. You save a lot of money. The coffee gets expensive, especially if we're a coffee snob like me. Gotta buy it at different places. Started feeling a lot of benefits. Didn't want to go back. That was really what kind of solidified it in my mind and didn't make it hard. As you kind of get further away from when you stopped, you think about it a lot less. And so I just wanted to share that with everybody in case that was something that you guys wanted to do. It's a very socially acceptable stimulant in our culture, caffeine, coffee, and you can get it in a lot of different forms, right? Like little energy cans and what have you. And we don't see that, like how dependent we are on this thing. So anyway, I'm not going back. That's just how I feel about it. Not going back, felt great benefits. And so if this helped you, let me know. The other thing that I've created now that I'm working hard for this next tournament, IBJJF Worlds, is a nutrition plan prompt for AI. This is great too if you're trying to get off coffee or any type of habit, making sure your nutrition is good, you're getting enough macros, proteins, micronutrients. And so if you want to get a copy of my prompt, it's for free. Just go ahead and go down into the description, click on it, put your name in there, and then I'll send you that prompt. It's been great. And then it's been a big cheat code for me in the sense of making weight. I've never missed weight in my life. But I always felt kind of flat. I was worried that like giving up caffeine was gonna kind of make me go down even further. But now I feel the most energized in my life. My nutrition is good. My habits are getting better every day. I'm not saying I'm perfect, like, so I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Let me know if there's anything else in the comments that you'd like to know on this journey. I have a lot of different video ideas that are being made. I'm sorry again that I'm doing a lot of different things all the time. I'm running around. I run a martial arts school here with over 600 students, and so my time is short, so I'm gonna do the best that I can to edit these videos, but I just need to get the information out there, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.